So was the movie better than the book? Hi everyone and welcome back to another Brownie Life video. Today's video is a bit of a new type of video for me and the channel because it's actually our new coffee chat video. But today I'm discussing something really important, something close to my heart because I've read the book, I've seen the movie. What am I talking about? Of course, I'm talking about It Ends With Us. So this is the book which has been a massive sensation just on TikTok and just all different platforms. Everyone's been talking about it for quite some time and the highly anticipated movie has just come out. So basically this video is all about the movie, the book. Basically, if you've not read the book and you've not seen the movie as yet, I'm not going to give massive spoilers away. I am obviously going to discuss a few things within it in terms of the content and the characters and things such as that, but it's definitely not going to be any massive spoilers where you're going to know the plot and you're going to know exactly what happens in it. I'm definitely not going to give all of those type of details away for definite. Whereas if you've actually read the book but you haven't actually seen the movie, is the movie any good? Is the movie better than the book potentially? I'm going to answer all those type of things in this video. I'm also going to touch upon, of course, the second book. It Starts With Us. Both of these books are by an author called Colleen Hoover. So what do I think of her in terms of an author? Are the books any good? Are they worth the hype? These books have been hyped up, especially the first one, but the second one was actually brought out basically due to the success of the first one. So are these books worth the hype that they actually have? And as I say, is the movie just as good as the books? Is it better? Is it not that good? So I'm going to discuss all of that. So now there is only one thing to do. Set the scene for a lovely flower shop like Lily Bloom, the main character in the story, and also grab my cup of coffee and let's head straight to the coffee chat. So I've got my lovely coffee, I've set the scene behind with a lovely flower shop. Now, if you've actually read the book and you've watched the movie, you'll know what I mean in terms of a flower shop. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not going to give any spoilers away. I am obviously going to discuss a few things over the video in terms of the book and the movie, because obviously that's the point of the video. And I want to discuss it with all of the people as well that have watched the movie, that have watched the book, but I also want to reach any of you out there that haven't. I have actually come across some people that have really absolutely loved this book and loved the movie. I've come across people that have really not liked the book, really not enjoyed it that much, and don't really think that much of the movie. I want to give my opinion on it and I definitely want to share some things with you, but as I say, I'm not going to give the spoilers. So fear not, you're not going to get the whole plot. You are going to get details of the characters, and people that have watched the movie and have read the book, they will get some of the things that I'm actually talking about. But if you haven't read the book, you haven't watched the movie, you're not going to really get those type of things that I'm talking about. So definitely spoiler free. So let's get on with the video. So hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well, and thank you to all of those people that have been watching us for quite a while. For those of you that are new to the channel and have just clicked on this video and don't know who I am and don't know what we do on the channel, I'm Laura, I'm half the Brownie Life and the other half is my teenage daughter Emily. We do lots of things from Primark, shop with us and hauls, we do travel and holiday. There's holiday coming up really soon, so definitely subscribe and put notifications on if you want to see lots more from us here on the channel. So thanks very much for joining me today. So this is part of a brand new series, Coffee Chats with me, the Brownie Life. I mean, I think, to be honest, this series is just going to be me. I don't think it's going to contain Emily, in all honesty. If not many of you watch it and you don't really like the coffee chats and you don't comment on the videos to say that you like it, I don't have to do anymore. I just wanted to do something really different, really, to be honest, of just a sit down, chatty video with all of you that have been watching us for a while. I just thought it'd be really nice to sort of interact with you over certain subjects. I'm not going to do them really often. I might do them maybe just once a month or something. I might do them every couple of weeks, depending on, you know, what you like, what you want to see from me, and also as well depending on the topic of what I pick. You know, some might be more successful than others, so definitely do drop me a comment if you're liking this type of video, you know, the coffee chat, what I'm talking about today, which is obviously It Ends With Us, the book and the movie. So I can't wait to delve in to what I've got to say about both things. So definitely drop us a comment if you're definitely liking this type of content, because then I will obviously do more coffee chats and discuss more other topics with you, and I think just interact with you that way. I think it just feels a little bit more personal to you guys, and obviously just having a bit of a chit chat, and it's just like as if you're chatting here with me today. So I just wanted to do something a little bit different, so I really hope that you enjoy. So first of all, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee, and then I'm gonna start talking about It Ends With Us, the book. Then I'm gonna delve into the movie, and then of course I'm gonna get to just touch upon a little bit It Starts With Us. So I'm gonna do it in that order. I really enjoy this coffee actually. It's a LOI, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not entirely sure. An espresso capsule that I've put in my machine, really enjoying it. That's what I might do on my coffee chats as well. Have different coffees, discuss different coffees with you as well. Not sure, maybe you don't like that idea. But anyway, again, drop me a comment if you do. You know, I could have like a matcha, I could have lattes, I could do all different things and just chat with you what I'm drinking and what are you drinking on that day. So what are you drinking right now? If you've sat down with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something, what are you drinking? What do you like to drink when you're watching YouTube videos? So drop me a comment about that as well. So let's start talking about It Ends With Us. Right, so let's start talking about the book. It Ends With Us. So first of all, what I've definitely got to say about this is I'm not a massive reader. I am someone who definitely tries to read as much as I can on holiday, but I genuinely don't have the time to read. I know that's an excuse, because for a lot of people that read, they do sort of say, well, read on a night before you go to bed, etc. Well, often I do stay up quite late. I'm up quite early. I've got an awful lot to do in terms of YouTube editing, YouTube videos. Obviously I work as well. Everything's quite busy, having a teenager, etc. I just feel that life is so busy, just moves so fast, that I never end up having time to read that many books. So what I do tend to do is read books on holiday. That's when I can truly relax and really delve into a book. What I would say about the book is it's been an absolute success, hasn't it? I mean, in terms of TikTok and how it's gone viral and how it's being received so well by so many people. There's obviously going to be people out there that genuinely don't like it, don't know what all the hype's all about and things such as that. That's what I'm going to discuss on this video. Is it worth reading It Ends With Us? Well, as I said, I'm not a massive reader, and I chose to take this on holiday. Our last holiday to Kefalonia. Go check those videos out if you haven't already. We've got a playlist on our channel right now. Kefalonia is such a beautiful land. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. And yeah, I took this book, I started reading it. Well, actually, I think I'd started it here at home, but I didn't really get into it to that degree until I got on holiday. Again, I think that's to do with the fact that I can relax on holiday and really delve into a book. Wow, that's all I'm gonna say. No, I'm not just gonna say wow. Obviously, I'm gonna chat with you all. What a book. What an absolute book. Now, when I say that I thoroughly enjoyed a book, the thing is, there is some topics in this book, which again, I'm not going to give massive spoilers, but there are some topics, and if you've seen any reviews whatsoever and you haven't read the book, they will probably give you some type of idea of what I'm talking about. But the topics in this book, not everything is really good or nice, and it's not necessarily something where you'd say, well, I read that and I really enjoyed it. What I'm trying to say is that I enjoyed how the author made me delve into the book, made me feel that, you know, everything was so real, really. Colleen Hoover, wow, what an absolute legend of an author. To create books like this one, as well as It Starts With Us. I've not read any of her other books, but I definitely intend to. I've got another one ready for my next holiday. Absolutely love her. I just think the way she's written the book, I think that's a big part to do with this book. The way it's been written just takes you straight in. It takes you straight to that situation, it takes you straight to the characters. And I think you can just imagine everything in your head. And unlike some books where some things just take that little bit of time to get going, no, this is just straight in there, discussing the characters and some of the things that crop up, the topics in it are not obvious from the word go, but some things are a little bit strange and a bit weird, and you kind of put yourself in the main character's shoes, who's Lily Bloom. I love that name, Lily Bloom. Oh, it's just amazing. It really makes you think, you know, what would you do if you were her? That's what I thought anyway. A lot of the topics in it, obviously I'm just going to refer to the fact that there is obviously sex things that are in the actual book. But do you know what? I don't think, well, there is quite a lot. There is quite a lot in it. I don't want to put people off reading it for that reason, or people might want to read it even more for that reason. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read it for that, guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if that was all that was in the book, I think I'd turn off. I think I'd be just like, really? Okay, I'm not that bothered. This has a proper story behind it. It's got love, it's got relationships, it's got things that go wrong, it's got really traumatic things in it as well. It's not for necessarily everyone. I mean, not everyone's going to think. Some reviews that I read about this book basically sort of said that it was kind of romanticising certain again, I'm not going to sort of use the certain words because then that might give too many spoilers away, but romanticising certain things. I mean, come on, you know, it's a book, and it was meant to be about romance, because it is about romance, it is about love, but it's also about lots of other things as well. And I think as well, it gives such a massive message behind the book, in the sense that, I don't know, I mean, for instance, I've, rightly or wrongly, you know, I mean, don't judge me on it, but I've actually allowed Emily to read this book. Now, the reason I have is because it's got such a deeper message behind it. You know, it's not just love and romance, it's what can happen in relationships. It's about a person, what can happen to you as a person. And I think because it's got such a strong message behind it, and I never realised at all that, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler to give away, so if you're really concerned about a spoiler, just skip this a little bit. But if you're not too bothered, you can keep watching. I don't think it really gives that much of a spoiler away, but just as a little warning in case, you know, this is a spoiler, but I don't think it is. I never realised it's actually based on a true story. I mean, it's just such a good book, but harrowing as well. You know, it's one of those things that by the way, if you were concerned about the spoiler, you can keep watching now, because I don't think I'm going to give any spoilers away from here on. I cried. I literally cried, and I think I cried several times through this book. But oh my word, when I got to the end of it, I cried even more. It was just such an emotional book. And as I say, I have allowed Emily to read it. Why, you might say? Well, because there are things in it that maybe are a little bit much for her. But I think it's life lessons, isn't it? And I think, yeah, it's learning about love, romance, etc. And as you're growing up, what better time to read about things such as that? I think this is just a life lesson for any teen, any grown-up teen, that's what I would say. Not for a teen that's a little bit young at heart and maybe couldn't handle things that are in this book, but I was confident that Emily could, and she's read it. Wow, she just thought it was just as good as what I thought as well. So there's an opinion from an older teen as well as myself, obviously an adult. So from both of us, we would definitely rate this book really, really highly. I'm not sure what Emily would give it out of 10. For me, if I could give 12, I would, because it's just so emotional, and it takes you through so much of Lily's journey. I don't know why anybody wouldn't enjoy the book, so give it a try, everyone, because if you've not read it, I can honestly say it's just one of the best books that I've ever read. So how does the book compare to the movie? Which is best? Should you go see the movie? Should you read the book before you go see the movie? I'm just going to delve into a few things like that now. So first of all, do you need to read the book to watch the movie? Definitely not. I don't think you do. The movie is definitely very close, pretty much exact to the book. There are differences within the two. Some things that are in the book are not in the movie, which is like what most movies are when you get a movie that's brought out after a book. It's not always absolutely exact, but pretty much I would say the movie is as close to the book as it possibly could be, and then just leaving some things out. So there are again, I can't say too much because I don't want to do, you know, a spoiler, but there is somebody that is referred to in the book when Lily is sort of doing her diaries and things, and she's writing to a certain person. Again, I probably could say who it is, but I'm not gonna, because anyone who hasn't read the book, then it'll be surprised for you, won't it? So that particular person doesn't feature in the movie, so for instance. So yeah, there's definitely differences, but do you need to read the book first? No, you definitely don't. I think anyone could watch the movie and really get into the movie. When I say enjoy the movie, as I say, it's got some things in it that you're not going to necessarily enjoy. I think it's obviously a dramatisation of a situation, isn't it? But the characters in it and everything, I think you are still going to like the movie, enjoy the movie, obviously be shocked by some things in the movie, but you definitely don't need to read the book before. So what I would say is I had such high expectations for the movie, for definite. After reading this book, if you've not read it already, you know, if you're going to read it, once you've read it, you would have high expectations for the movie, for definite. So in my head, I just thought, oh, this film is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be amazing. You know, how are they going to portray the characters? How is it all going to come across in a movie compared to the book? And how can it possibly follow a book? You know, how can, if you really rate this book, you're going to think in your mind, you're going to have high expectations for the movie, but equally think, how can it possibly follow this? You know, how can it live up to the book, so to speak? Well, I definitely would say it did. It definitely did. I thoroughly, as I say, I don't want to say enjoyed the movie because, I mean, yes, I did, but obviously I cried my eyes out as well. I mean, it doesn't take much for me to cry my eyes out, to be honest, everyone. But I definitely did. I did cry, but I really got took through into, you know, the character, the situations and things that were happening in the movie. And I definitely really thought the movie did the book justice. Some reviews say the movie's amazing, some people are not as keen. I myself definitely thought the movie did live up to it. Now, is it better than the book? Was the movie better than the book? I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, back to the movie. In terms of the characters, I think maybe that's the thing that I think, because when you read a book, you build up a character in your head in terms of what they're actually going to look like, how they're going to act, how could it be portrayed in a movie. Now, first of all, so the character that plays Lily Bloom, who's the main character in the movie and the book, is Blake Lively, who I obviously have seen before in other things, and I know who she is. But oh my word, oh, she was just incredible. She really was. I don't think they could have got somebody much better than her to play the part of Lily. So I really enjoyed her, you know, her style of acting and how she came across, for definite. And I definitely think the person who plays Atlas, I don't know, I can't remember who he's called, he's exactly what I thought he would be. But the person who plays Ryle in it, again, the character names are not going to make any sense to you if you've not read the book, but it's not a spoiler, it's not giving anything away. The person who plays Ryle, it wasn't what I thought. I thought they would get somebody different. You know, comment down below, do you agree with me? If you've watched the movie, do you agree with me? I'm not entirely sure why. It's not who I thought Ryle would look like. It's in my head, I just thought he would look different. I'm not entirely sure why, how I built that up in my head, but how he acted in the movie. Yes, there is obviously a storyline behind all of that, which again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but how he acted, how he was, how he looked, I wasn't really as keen on his character in terms of what I'd built up in my head, what he was going to be like, if that makes sense. Comment down below, do you agree with me? But Atlas, for definite, I think he was on point with what I thought in my head, and Lily just exceeded that for definite. Was the movie better than the book? No, it definitely, in my opinion, the movie was absolutely an incredible movie. As I said, I did cry so much, and the soundtrack of the movie was just so good. Like each individual moment that was happening and certain scenes in the movie, the songs that matched were just perfect, and the movie has been done really well. Really close, obviously, to the book. So I think the movie has done Colleen Hoover proud, for definite. and I would definitely go ahead to see it. Whether you've read the book or you haven't, go see the movie. It's a really, really good movie. As I say, it's got things in it, you know, that are not so great. So I'm not trying to, again, when reviews are saying that people are romanticising what the story is about and that there's tragic things that happen in it and why do we think that that's good. I'm not saying that the actual plot of it, the story behind it is good. It isn't. I just, for one, just thought the movie was incredible. Really, really incredible. It's not as good as the book though, everybody. I just don't think, the way, as I say, the way Colleen Hoover has written this book, it was just so emotional, and I don't think all of that could ever be portrayed in a movie like she has written it. So absolute hats off to Colleen Hoover. I'm your biggest fan now, for definite. Oh, I just loved the book, definitely. So read the book, go watch the movie. Now let's just touch upon It Starts With Us. Now, in the movie, at the end, it's not at the very end, it's just nearly towards the end, there's something that Lily Bloom, it's making me choke up now, thinking about it. There's something that Lily Bloom says in the book and in the movie, so it's exactly the same. Oh, it's so emotional. You've got to watch the movie, guys. You've got to read the book. It's just that one saying that comes, you know, as I say, towards the end of it, is just, yeah, it just gives me goosebumps for definite. So then in the book, it moves on to the epilogue, and that part is in the movie as well. I think some parts of that is just slightly different in the movie compared to the book, but again, it is pretty on par with the book. So then, this is where this comes in. It Starts With Us. Equally as good, everyone. Okay, the storyline, it's not the same type of thing. It is a different type of book. And I'm not going to say too much, because if I say too much, it will be a spoiler for anyone who hasn't read the first book, It Ends With Us. There was never meant to be, I don't believe, from reading into a little bit about Colleen Hoover and why did she write this. I think it does actually say it in here. So yeah, in the actual books, it's there to be, you know, to be read. It Starts With Us. Colleen Hoover does explain why did she write this, because I don't think that was ever the intention. And again, I'm not gonna touch on this too much because I just don't want to give, you know, any spoilers in any way, but she does explain at the beginning of the book. And I think that's really good that she's explained that, and I think it just really, again, takes you to a place where those characters are in your head, you feel like everything's real, and what she's done as an author with these books is just incredible. And I honestly, I'm going to read so many more of her books because I've really been taken in, you know, to this sort of journey that these characters go on, and yeah, just incredibly written for definite. But I think it's really good how she explains at the beginning of the book exactly why she wrote the second book. I think I can't really discuss too much of It Starts With Us without giving spoilers, so I'm not going to really take this any further with It Starts With Us for definite. All I would say is, in my opinion, Emily started actually reading a bit of this, but she hasn't read the whole book. But in my opinion, in itself, in its own right, is just as good really as It Ends With Us. It's different, but it still hits, you know, where this one did as well. If I absolutely had to choose one or the other book, yes, I'd definitely choose It Ends With Us for definite. But this is such an incredible book as well, so you've definitely got to read it. So don't forget, everyone, if you're not, you know, you're not sort of looking into the reviews or know which book to read first, etc., without doubt you have got to read this book first. This book itself is not going to make any sense to you really without reading this one. So this is the first book, this is the next one. Definitely read them in the order, otherwise everything's just going to feel a bit confused and everything's going to be a bit of a spoiler. So definitely read this one first, then that one. I've been so excited to actually do this video for you. One, because it's a brand new like coffee chat video, especially for people that have been watching us for a while. I just thought that'd be a bit different. But second to that, people that are maybe new to the channel and, you know, have not watched us before, I just wanted to do something, you know, just a little bit different, but also mainly, you know, to discuss obviously about the book and the movie. Oh my word, honestly, I've been so excited to do this video because it's just something that I've really wanted to talk about. I've really wanted to chat about the books for such a long time since Kefalonia. But the books for me are definitely the key. You know, this beats any movie. They just gave me so much in terms of reading them. I just got so much from the books. And I tell you one thing as well, this has never ever happened to me. Sorry, I think it's gone a bit dark. I'm next to my conservatory. This happens all of the time with the lighting. I definitely need to do something else with the lighting for you all. I just about finished this book when I was on holiday in Catalonia, but I didn't quite finish it. Can you believe it? I left it on a cliffhanger. And that's just because I was really busy packing and everything to come home. And then when we got home, I was just really busy and I was like, oh, I need to read the end of the book. I need to know how it ends. So something I've never ever done before, which is what I did with this book, because I'd obviously not quite got to the end. I couldn't believe that I hadn't. And I needed that time. So one Saturday morning, I got up and I said to my husband, I said to Emily, do you know what? I'm going to finish the end of this book. I'm not going to be doing YouTubey stuff and jobs and unpacking and doing this, that and the other. I'm just going to read the rest of this book and get to the end and find out, where does Lily's journey end? You know, what happens to Lily in the book? And I cried so much. I was in bed just literally bawling my eyes out, and them two came in and said, what on earth is wrong with you? I was like, I've just read the end of the book. I've just read it ends with us. So that's the effect this book had on me. I am quite an emotional person though, to be fair. So then, literally, that same day, my husband went out, bless him, and he bought me this book. So then I started reading that on the same day that I finished that one. So, wow, that's how good the books are, for definite. And I read this so quickly because I just wanted to get to the end of this one as well. As I say, it doesn't disappoint. It's definitely really worth the read. Just as good, really, as the first one. So both the books, amazing reads, movie, amazing. Definitely, I mean, as I say, the subject on it, I don't want anyone to take from my comments here that I am, I don't know, again, I can't say too much because I don't want to give too much spoilers away, but anyone who's already seen the movie or already read the books, they'll know exactly what I'm trying to touch upon. It's an emotional, quite horrible, you know, I can't think of any other words, just an emotional, traumatic things that can happen to anyone. And in the book and in the movie, it definitely bring that to the forefront. So on a serious note, as much as I'm saying I really enjoyed the movie or I really enjoyed the books, that's because that's kind of the entertainment part of it, isn't it? It's the part where you get taken into someone's situation and you take what you want from that. But on a serious note, there's a massive serious part behind all of that, and my heart goes out to anyone that has ever been in them situations. Anything that's happened to Lily Bloom, if anything's happened to any of you or anyone you know, then you know, I mean, my heart does go out to any of those people. So on a serious note, because it has a serious side to it, I'm definitely not trying to portray anything is good about that, for definite. I'm just talking an honest review about the books and the movie, and I hope that's come across in my video today. And as I say, my intention would definitely not be to offend anybody or make light of the subject. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm definitely not making light of the subject because, you know, I know how serious that is. So as I say, my heart goes out to anyone who has been affected by anything that is in the movie or in the books, for definite. I hope that you get to see the movie. I hope that you read the books. Definitely worth a read and definitely worth watching the movie. So I'm going to see you on the next coffee chat, but obviously before the next coffee chat, there's definitely going to be more videos from me and Emily. Our holiday destination reveal is definitely coming up really soon, but I've got other videos coming out, including my exercise routine, what I'm doing to lose weight and things such as that. I've also got a little haul that I'm going to do as well, so lots more coming up on the channel. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, give this video a really big like, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to also comment down below on anything to do with this video, and comment, did you like this? Did you like the coffee chat setup? Is this video too long? Is it, you know, is it okay for you in terms of the length of it? I don't know whether to do my coffee chats if you want me to continue them. I don't know if you want me to do the coffee chats a bit shorter and make them sort of a 10-minute video or whatever. I'm not sure. So definitely comment down below and let me know what you think. So thanks so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye.